If y'all can hear me, just put yes in the chat. Can you all hear me? Just put yes in the chat. Hello, everyone. I am live multiple places. What up? Richmond Nation! Hey! Cool beans. I'm glad you all can hear me. Great. So let me send out my little community text message. I don't be wanting to send a text message out unless I know this junk will go live. Because I've tried to go live before and that junk crashed on me. So, hey. Hey y'all. Okay. So let me send out another text message to the peoples. Let's see. How y'all doing today? Let me know in the chat. How y'all doing today on this lovely Sunday? All right, let me pick who I'm sending this to. Boom, boom, boom. I am live here. Come food with your girl. You know what I'm saying? For the 993,000. Send this text message out. All right. Doing great. Got some much needed rest. Perfect. Cool. All right, we up in this thing. Hey. So, I'm excited about today's topic. Okay. So, let me introduce myself for anyone who may or may not know who I am. My name is Audria Richmond, and I'm a marketing and launch strategist. I work directly with my clients to teach them how to build uncloned brands and launch profitable marketing campaigns. I'm the girl you come to when you need help with what you should sell and becoming the obvious choice in your industry. Okay, if you like, I'm tired of people comparing me to everybody and their cousin, come to me. Mama got you. Okay, so so I want to tell y'all what I just finished doing. So I just finished pre-recording a training for my licensing deal. Okay. So I have pre-recorded trainings that people can lease from me when they don't have a speaker budget. And they have a budget, but it's not my core speaking fee. And so we lease out presentations, pre-recorded presentations that we put together. And so that's why I'm all dressed up and all that cool stuff. I just did a presentation. So now we have this asset that can be licensed to multiple people at any given time. And I'm excited about it because my licensing agreement is lit. Okay, y'all need to go check out my homegirl, Ashley Kirkwood at Mobile General Counsel. They hooked me up with my licensing agreement. Okay. So anyway, let me get through the content because I don't want to get extra damn everything blow up. So just confirm with me if you can hear me. Just put yes in the chat if you all can hear me. And then we're going to get up in it. Okay. There she go, y'all. The Ashley Nicole show. Okay. All right. Because I don't want my phone to get froze and then we mess up. Okay. So, I was working in our new planner, okay? Our new planner that's going to come with the course. We have so many new courses coming down the pipeline, so if you're not on the wait list, what are you doing? If you're not on the wait list, what are you doing? I'm confused, okay? Get on the wait list by joining our text message list, okay? Or you can get on my email list, either or. Okay, you can do both of those things by getting on, using the link in my bio. So I was doing some annual planning, and I'm going to turn to a section in here. I done already geeked this joint up. I done put stickers in here and the whole nine, y'all. So y'all know your girl is super extra. So let me go to the section I want to talk to y'all about. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that planner. Looking good, ain't it? So let me get through this. Let me put plan. All right. Where we at? Now, this doesn't have the dividers in it, so I got to remember where stuff is. Give me 1 second. Okay. Here we go. So, I came up with a plan. Okay. Hopefully, y'all can see that. Okay. Came up with a plan. And we actually did this exercise during our annual planning workshop. So, if you participated in our annual planning workshop, then you should know how to do this exercise. Okay. So, if y'all like, what are you talking about? We talk about capacity and bandwidth. And I kind of want to tell you about what I have done over the years and like how I plan to do things differently going forward, right? So in the past, whenever I would run into a capacity issue, if you have a question, put it in the question box and then I'll get to the questions at the end. It's very hard for me to like answer questions and teach at the same time. So the way my live streams work, I like to present the content and then we open up for Q&A. Okay, so if you have a question, use the Q&A box and put your question in there. And if you're on Facebook, just go ahead and put your question in the comments. Okay, so we have this exercise that we take our clients through, which is like a bandwidth and capacity thing, right? And oftentimes in the past, you know, it was just always my husband, me, and Armanda. And if you all don't know Armanda is my executive assistant. And so we've been able to build the business up to over $1 million as a very small company, right? And so we've never really had a huge, massive team. And so even though that's like a really great thumbs up situation, it's also one of those things where I realized like, okay, you just want to keep making $1 million or you want to make a couple million. Because if you want to make a couple million, you're going to have to become something different. You're going to have to do something different. And so because of that, I said, okay. And so I allowed myself to think beyond my limitations. Okay, that's important to know. I allowed myself to think beyond my limitations because if I base it on our current infrastructure as a company, I wouldn't think big. I wouldn't be making these huge decisions because I'll be looking at like, oh, well, it's only me, Calvin, and Armanda. And then we have our graphic designer and our brand ambassador manager. And like, we have those like, you know, if I base my vision off my current limitations, I would not think big. Because all I can think about is like issues and problems and like where I'm not and what I need to put in place and like all of these things that can be a distraction to your vision. And so when you're in a dreaming state, when you're in a vision state, when you're planning for the future, you have to allow your mind to have fun. You have to allow your mind to not think about money, limitations, restrictions, any of that. And when you allow your mind to do that, you can think of big things. You can have big dreams. You can think about how much, you know, having a whole bunch of money. Well, they say it's a whole lot of money in this joint, right? Like you can begin to have a whole lot of money because you can begin to think big. But when you're only thinking about what you have, then you don't think big. If you're looking at the fact that I can't afford a $10,000 coach, so you're not going to think about getting advisory, right? Oh, I can't afford to pay for that particular product. So you're going to stay small and you're constantly going to hand sew things, right? So when you thinking about your current situation, you don't even dream because you don't even think it's possible because of your current limitation. Am I making sense right now? Just put yes in the chat if you are hearing what I'm saying right now. Just put yes in the chat, okay, if you are hearing what I'm saying right now. So I decided to think big. I said, all right, Audria, if you was going to think big, if you was going to think grand, if you was going to think really, 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 really big, right? If you wasn't going to think about your limitations currently, what kind of business would you create? And that's when it got fun. That's when it got fun, y'all. When I said, oh, baby, I'm going to start thinking about, like, when I remove the limitation, when I allow my mind to run wild, when I allow myself to see my business in the next 10, 15 years, that's when, like, the pen, I couldn't stop with the pen. I was just on my notebook like this. I was like this. I couldn't stop writing, y'all. Like, y'all know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like. When you start thinking so big, it scares you. When I got done writing this down, it was me and Calvin. We went to go have dinner. And so when we finished writing it down, I was scared. And I can be honest and say I never created a vision that scared me. But this scared me. Okay? Like I've always built, I guess you could say I've always had a vision that I know I was capable of stepping into. Does that make sense? We tend to visualize what we know we're capable of. But as soon as you go on the other side of capability, that's when things start to happen. You be like, let me go back. I don't know what's on the other side. don't know what's on the other side. So let me go back. But when you allow yourself to think beyond you, beyond your resources, beyond everything, you can begin to have fun. Okay. So one of the things we started to do is I started to ask myself, because one of the things we talk about when we help our clients with their offers is we talk about lifestyle. Okay. Lifestyle. I don't want to work in July and I don't want to work in December. Those are 2 months I don't want to work. Okay. And actually, I don't want to work in January, if I'm being 100, right? If I had to pick 3 months, I don't want to work. I don't want to work in December. I don't want to work in January. And I don't want to work in July, right? And so when I started to think about the lifestyle I want, the type of business I want to have, and all of that stuff, I started to be like, okay, well, I don't really want to work in these months. But guess what? My business cannot not make money in those months because I want to go on vacation. Do y'all hear me? Do y'all hear me? Like, I cannot limit my vision and what I want to do because I want January, July, and December off, right? Because that's what I was doing prior to now. I'd be like, all right, I want July off, so I'm going to take July off, and then I'm going to take January off, and I'm going to take December off, and then I'm going to make sure I make all my money in between. That ain't how you run a damn business, right? Do we know when Jeff Bezos on vacation? I don't know. Do you know? Do you know when Jeff on vacation? Do you know when Elon Musk is on vacation? Do you know? I don't know. Right? Do you know when they out skiing on a resort and doing their thing? You don't know. Right? And so how am I supposed to grow a business, right, if I'm building it around the lifestyle as opposed to building a business as if I wasn't running it? And that's when that next level thinking comes into place. That's when you can begin to think about, well, who would need to be in place? Who would need to run the business for me if I wasn't here, right? How can UnCloned Media run without me? So then I started to say, well, you have to be able to knowledge transfer. And for everybody who's a coach or consultant, or you do something intellectual where it requires a lot of strategicness and all of that stuff, I'm here to tell you that you will handicap your business if you don't have a knowledge transfer plan in place. Okay? What are you talking about, Audria? Knowledge transfer. Well, in order to do knowledge transfer, you need to have a place that your stuff is documented. That's number one. So what did I spend the last couple of months doing? Creating products, creating assets so I can train people, right? So for instance, we have we got the new Publishing Like a Pro workbook coming in, but I'm gonna show you the old one. So we have the Publishing Like a Pro workbook. And so one of the things we started to do was like, okay, I need to put some program managers in place. I need someone who can run Publishing Like a Pro when I'm off. I need someone who can run UnCloned Offers, which is going to be our new course that's coming out. I need someone who can run UnCloned Launch when it comes out. And I'm deciding if I want to do a mastermind. Okay? Because I'm seriously thinking about what type of infrastructure would need to be true in order to scale UnCloned Media. If Audria was not an intricate part of the business, if I was not a part of like being in the trenches, doing all the work, following up with, because this is another thing. Ooh, I'm getting heated up. I'm getting warmed up. I noticed a flaw this year. Okay. I noticed a flaw this year. The flaw that I noticed this year was I had the money to hire people and I thought it was enough. Somebody will get it. Somebody will get it. Somebody will get it. I had the money to hire some people, but it wasn't enough. Well, what you talking about, Audrey? What you talking about? What you talking about? I was hiring and I forgot I had to manage. I was hiring and I forgot I had to manage. I hired 3 agencies and 2 new employees, and guess who had to manage them? Me. So keep in mind, I'm pulling everything back. Look, I'm laying it all out on the line, okay? I forgot somebody got to manage all these new people I just hired, okay? I hired a copywriting agency. I hired a content agency. I hired a graphic designer. I hired uh, two new marketing people who are no longer here, but I had hired them. Like, I had hired all of these people. And I forgot one key ingredient. Who's going to manage them? Who's going to manage them? In my mind, I thought I'm paying these people so they can manage themselves. So let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. When you get to a point where you hire people, right? So let me give you an example. I work with an amazing copywriting agency. They are the bomb.com. I can just send them my ideas and they off to the races. But guess what has to start at every project? I have to give them a brief. Well, who's writing the brief? They ain't gonna write it for me. Okay? They not gonna write the brief for me. So I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, I gotta make the time to write the brief. They gonna do the work. Let's be clear. They're gonna do the work. They're gonna do an amazing job with doing the work. However, I have to prepare them for me, the work they're gonna do for me. So I have to write the brief. I have to send it to my account manager. The account manager is going to do what they do, and then they're going to get my projects back to me. But I am still involved in the process, even though I hired. Okay, I'm still involved in that. Example, if I said I wanted to create some new planners, some new projects and things like that, I can't just tell my graphic designer, girl, go design my Publishing Like a Pro workbook. No, I got to write notes. I have to give her an outline. I have to tell her how I want those things structured. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm still the manager. I'm still managing. And so I can't grow a business because I'm still doing project management. I'm still a leader. I'm still making executive decisions. I'm still doing all the hiring and firing. I'm still involved in all of these different meetings. And so how am I supposed to grow and scale this thing if I'm still involved in the project management phase? And so one of the things that messed me up, was thinking that, oh, you got the money to hire, everything gonna be ooh la la. It was not ooh la la. It was, okay, I this is the first time I'm talking about this publicly. I think I've mentioned this time to time again, but early in the year, if y'all was paying a close attention, I was talking about hiring, right? And I was so excited, and I was telling everybody, I just hired marketing managers. And I was so excited about it. Okay. And 2 months in, let's just say 2 to 3 months in, it didn't go as planned. Okay. I was not, and I can take full responsibility for this. Okay. I was not prepared to work with employees, right? I was not prepared. There was a lot of things I needed to do from a leadership perspective, and I wasn't crystal clear as clear as I could have been about my vision. I thought I had my vision. Like I guess you could say I had like this ooh la la vision, but I didn't have like a day-to-day operational vision, which is a little bit different. And so we obviously, split ways, and it did not go as planned. And so I felt defeated. I felt so defeated. I felt like I had hired a hiring consultant to help me. I had, set up, got my gusto going. I'm learning how to process payroll. I'm doing all of these things. And here it was, I had people here and I could not properly lead them. I couldn't properly get what I needed out of it. They didn't feel appreciated, nor did I, right? And so we split away. Everything was good, but I learned a valuable lesson. I learned a very valuable lesson. And this has nothing to do with SOPs. Let me be clear. Okay? This has nothing to do with SOPs, because you can have all the SOPs. You can have all of the operational system, tools, resources, you name it. But when you're bringing people into your business, right? When you're bringing people into your business, it's a whole nother ballgame, right? Because you can still have issues that come up even with SOPs. I want to make sure that that's clear, because I don't want y'all to think your girl over here raggedy as fuck. Let me be clear, okay? Let me be clear. I don't want y'all to think Audria over here raggedy, because I'm not raggedy, okay? I just got so accustomed to working by myself. You got to keep in mind, I built $1 million business by myself. And so it was very hard to bring people in and train them and allow for that trust, if that makes sense. And so I need y'all to know that, because I don't want y'all, I want to be clear, right? I want to be transparent, but I want to be clear, because I don't want y'all to think I'm out here sideways like that. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out. That was it. That was the extent of it. It didn't work out. But I learned a valuable lesson in that, right? And so when I decide to hire again, right? When I decide to hire again, I know exactly what I want a person to do when they come into my organization. I know exactly where the role, where they play in the vision, in the role. Does that make sense? So I just want to make sure, because you can SOP up to death. You can hire, like in my case, a hiring consultant. You can do all of that stuff and still not get your dream hire. So don't think that because you SOP'd up and you got all your stuff together that you can't hire wrong, okay? Because everybody has hired wrong. Whether you want to admit it or not, we have all hired wrong. Whether it be the wrong coach, the wrong help, the wrong, graphic designer, the wrong web person, the wrong whoever, fill in the blank with your person, right? The wrong photographer, the wrong videographer, you name it, okay? We've all hired wrong in some capacity. And so for me, I guess you could say I kind of felt defeated, right? I felt like I had this huge vision, this huge dream, and it wasn't going to happen because I couldn't even be a good leader for these new hires. Does that make sense? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, I felt so defeated. And so, and also it doesn't help that I'm in a community and everybody and their cousin is hiring, right? Everybody is hiring. Ooh, look at my team. Ooh, look at my team. I got 15 people on my team. I got 20 people on my team. I got 40 people on my team. And I'm over here like, I can't even get past my 2 hires. You know what I mean? But then I had an aha moment, right? I had an aha moment. I do have a team. I just don't have employees. And that was the pivotal shift for me, because, we are in a, hire a team culture, right? And nobody talks about the responsibility that comes with hiring. Nobody talks about the taxes you got to pay, the money you got to pay, the amount of training that has to take place when you're hiring people. No one is talking about that stuff. Everybody is glorifying hiring and getting a team, and no one is really talking about the responsibility that's required to run and manage a team, okay? That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, okay? But I said all that to say that I do have a team. I have 3 agencies that I work with. I have my executive assistant. I have my graphic designer. I have some trusted independent contractors that I work with. I have some service providers that I have worked with. And so I do have a team. But in my mind, I felt like I didn't, because they weren't an employee. They weren't, they wasn't giving UnCloned Media 40 hours a week. And so in my mind, I felt like I didn't have a team. And I totally disregarded the people who was helping me grow my business. Does this make sense, y'all? Like, I hope this is making sense. I hope this is making sense. And so when I had that aha moment, it gave me hope again. Okay, it gave me hope again. And then that's when I decided, okay, Audria, you can dream big. You can think big. You are capable of doing that, right? Okay. All right. So I decided to just write out my big vision. And we came up with a $5.4 million revenue goal that can be made if everything that I have here goes off without a hitch. And this is not even a really heavy business model. This is us selling 3 programs, accelerator, so certification, mastermind, licensing, and 3 programs. So it sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot. It's like, it's super easy to manage. And so I started to begin to think about, as soon as I wrote this plan, I started sketching out the team. I said, well, who do I need? I need a COO. I need program managers for each program. I need someone who can be a project manager. I stopped getting afraid of my decision of what happened earlier this year. I stopped feeling defeated. Does that make sense? I stopped beating up on myself. Because y'all have to know, I beat up on myself for months. Ask my husband. I asked some well-known people that y'all would know, because I asked my millionaire friends. I contact my millionaire friends and I said, hey, have you ever had any troubles with hiring? How did it go? I was sad, y'all. I was like a little sad puppy dog. Have you ever had any bad experiences with hiring? Can you give me some tips? They were like, girl, that shit normal. Like, girl, that stuff normal. Like, all my friends that's making millions of dollars every year, they're like, girl, that's normal. Okay, people gonna leave and come all the time, so you just need to go on, develop some tough skin and keep it moving. Okay, you gonna get burned. People's gonna be people that don't do their job. Like, you just need to be prepared. Okay. So I was like, okay, all right. So let me build up my leadership ball. Let me get up my leadership energy. Okay, I need leadership energy. And so I said, all right, I'm gonna give it another stab. Because it's like, sometimes when you are in the thick of what's going on, you don't realize it's normal. It's easy to think you broken or something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy to think that, like, you broken, you did something wrong, it ain't working, when really that's just a part of the process. It's inevitable. And so, but you don't think it's inevitable because you ain't never been through it. So in your mind, you beating up on yourself, you being hard on yourself, and all of these things. So anyway, there's that, right? And so I said, all right, I'm going to give it another stab. Y'all going to start seeing some more hiring flyers from me. I'm going to put on my big girl panties. And I'm just going to deal with the fact that if I get some bad hires, they got to go. If I get some people that ain't a good fit, they got to go. I just need, because this is what I believe. And this is why your expectations will tear you up every single time. This is my expectations. I was like, look. Everybody was telling me about the bad hires they had and all that. I'm like, it ain't gonna happen to me. I got me a hiring consultant. I got me a VIP day for hiring. Everything gonna be Gucci over here. You know what I'm saying? We got our Gusto hooked up. We got our offer letter ready. We got our employee contract ready. We had all the systems, okay? That's why I said that system shit is for the birds. So we had all the systems, right? And I said, okay, we got the systems, we got all the stuff, everything is good to go, and then boom, right in my face. Boom, right in my face. I said, okay, all right. Got him. So I can laugh about it now, but a couple months ago, girl, it was raw. It hurt. Okay, it was a sore. Okay, but yeah. You can have all the systems in the world and you can still learn some things that wasn't in place. You can't prepare for everything. And so because I am a planner and I love to prepare and I love to put things together and all of that stuff, I thought I could prepare myself out of the inevitable. And that's not realistic, right? That's not realistic. I thought I could prepare out of the inevitable. And because that's a part of the process, I had to learn to not, beat myself up or take everything to heart, right? So hopefully that makes sense, y'all. So who do I need to become? One, I need to become a good leader, okay? I need to become a leader. I need to develop some tough skin, right? And not, because I'm a Cancer, y'all. So I'm very emotional, okay? I'm very emotional. I'm very gooey. I love the people. I'm all gooey. My husband be on some like, let it go. Let it go. So So I needed to really work on my leadership skills and let things go. And if I'm going to hire people, let them do their job. And I need to be crystal clear about people's roles and responsibilities when they hire. I need to put an executive leadership team together so I don't overwhelm myself, and I can put other people in place to make decisions for me. So, I just wanted to share this with you, because when you think about who you need to become, right? Who you need to become, you can begin to give yourself grace, right? You can begin to, not feel so bad and beat yourself up all the time. So hopefully y'all found that to be helpful, useful, all of those cool things. And so we are going to open it up for Q&A. I am on Instagram, and I'm going to do Q&A on Instagram. So if you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, come over to Instagram. Okay. So if you are on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, because I'm live in those places, come over to Instagram. We're going to do Q&A on Instagram. And thank you so much for watching today's live stream. If you'd like to learn more about how to work with our company, head over to audriarichmond.shop or audriarichmond.com. Thank you all so much. And so I'll see you over on Instagram.